Imagine standing beneath the soaring arches of the Taj Mahal at dawn, the white marble glowing softly as a river mist drifts across the Yamuna. This monument to love and power was raised by a dynasty that, over 3 centuries, reshaped the Indian subcontinent, melding Persianic court culture with the rhythms of South Asian society, and forging one of history's most magnificent empires. If you're drawn to sweeping sagas of rise and ruin, intricate court politics, and cultural fusion on a grand scale, make sure to subscribe to History Facts and Mysteries. Empire building in early modern Eurasia. The Mughal Empire's emergence in the early 16th century must be seen against the backdrop of simultaneous state formations across Eurasia, in the Ottoman realms, Safavid Persia, and Ming China. Babur, a Timurid prince dispossessed of his ancestral lands, transplanted Central Asian military organization and courtly traditions into the fertile plains of Hindustan. Babur's invasion and the foundation of Mughal rule. In 1526, the rugged warrior poet Zahir-ud-Din Muhammad Babur crossed the Hindu Kush with a small but disciplined army equipped with matchlocks and field artillery. At Panipat, he faced Ibrahim Lodi's numerically superior forces but triumphed through superior tactics, flanking maneuvers, fortified wagon loggers, and the devastating impact of gunpowder. Consolidation under Humayun and the Afghan challenge. Babur's son Humayun inherited an empire still in flux. His early years saw fluctuating successes, capturing Agra and Delhi only to lose them to Sher Shah Suri, the Afghan noble who carved out a parallel kingdom across northern India. Exiled to Persia, Humayun absorbed Safavid court culture, returning in 1555 with Iranian musketeers and a renewed claim to Khelji and Lodi territories. Akbar the Great, administrative reform and cultural synthesis. Ascending the throne as a teenager, Jalal-ud-Din Muhammad Akbar faced fractious nobles and external threats, yet his reign would become the epitome of Mughal statecraft. Under the guidance of his regent Bahram Khan, he defeated Hemu's Hindu confederacy at Panipat and reasserted Mughal primacy. Jahangir and Shah Jahan, zenith of Mughal art and architecture. Under Jahangir's refined tastes and Shah Jahan's patronage of marble, the Mughal court reached unparalleled heights of aesthetic expression. Jahangir's reign saw the flowering of naturalistic painting, and the emperor's own memoirs emphasize his passion for justice and horticulture. Aurangzeb's expansion and the seeds of decline. Under the reign of Mu'izz-ud-Din Muhammad Aurangzeb, the Mughal Empire reached its greatest territorial extent, stretching from Kabul in the northwest to the Deccan Plateau in the south. Yet his relentless campaigns in the Deccan, lasting over 3 decades, drained the imperial treasury and overstretched the empire's logistical capabilities. Aurangzeb's military machine, built on elite cavalry regiments, elephant-mounted artillery, and fortified encampments, crushed the Bijapur and Golconda sultanates, bringing vast new territories under direct Mughal control. Regional revolts and the Maratha resurgence. As imperial authority waned in the Deccan, indigenous polities seized the opportunity to reassert their autonomy. The Maratha Confederacy coalesced into a potent liberating force against Mughal rule. Employing lightning-fast cavalry raids, the Marathas disrupted Mughal supply lines and imposed their own tax levies on captured territories. Simultaneously, Sikh missiles in the Punjab organized into confederacies, challenging Mughal garrisons and protecting local communities through fortified towns and rapid response militias. In eastern India, the zamindars of Bihar and Bengal formed ephemeral alliances to assert hereditary rights. The arrival of Europeans, trade, diplomacy, and the erosion of power. From the early 17th century onward, European trading companies cemented footholds along India's coasts. These Europeans soon parlayed their commercial privileges into political power. Mughal governors granted farmans allowing factories in exchange for customs duties, unaware that the English East India Company used these enclaves to interfere in succession disputes, amass private armies of sepoys, and negotiate treaties directly with Indian rulers. French ambitions under Joseph-François Dupleix threatened to eclipse British influence, but the English ultimately prevailed. The late Mughal court, decay of central authority and the rise of princes. In the empire's twilight, the imperial court at Delhi became a theater of intrigue and factionalism rather than governance. Emperors from Alamgir II to Shah Alam II held nominal power, their edicts often ignored by powerful chamberlains, eunuchs, and women of the Zenana who controlled patronage and palace access. The once formidable Mansabdari system decayed as Khoris and Fajdars appropriated land revenues for personal gain, leaving imperial armies underpaid and unruly. Mirza Najaf Khan briefly restored some semblance of discipline in the 1780s, successfully defending Delhi against Sikh and Maratha incursions, but his death plunged the court back into chaos. Regional governors consolidated their own dynasties, conducting foreign relations independently. The British East India Company, from allies to overlords. Following the landmark Treaty of Allahabad in 1765, which granted the East India Company the Diwani rights of Bengal, Bihar, and Orissa, the company shifted from military to fiscal supremacy. Company administrators restructured land revenue systems, reshaping agrarian relations and creating a new class of absentee landlords loyal to company interests. Governor-generals like Warren Hastings and Lord Cornwallis wielded unprecedented power, presiding over civil courts, policing reforms, and diplomatic missions to the Mughal court that underscored the emperor's diminished authority. Efforts to reform the company's administration only strengthened parliamentary control rather than imperial rejuvenation. The Revolt of 1857 and the formal end of the empire. The simmering discontent that had long plagued the provinces erupted into open rebellion in May 1857, when sepoys of the East India Company's Bengal army mutinied at Meerut. What began as opposition to the new Enfield rifle cartridges quickly ignited broader grievances over land dispossessions, high taxes, and the undermining of traditional elites. Rebels marched on Delhi and, after fierce urban fighting, restored the aging Mughal Emperor Bahadur Shah II to a symbolic throne, proclaiming him Emperor of Hindustan, and invoking the half-legendary glories of past dynasties. When British forces regrouped under commanders like Sir Colin Campbell, they brutally recaptured Delhi in September 1857, executing and exiling thousands of participants. With Bahadur Shah II tried and exiled to Rangoon, the old empire finally breathed its last. In August 1858, the British Crown assumed direct control of India, ending the East India Company's rule and bringing the remnants of the Mughal polity to a formal close. The fading of the empire, once the richest on earth, underscored the shifting currents of power in the age of European imperialism. The Mughal worldscape, seen in the patterns of a Pietra Dura inlay, heard in the strains of a raga, tasted in a fragrant biryani, continues to shape South Asia's identity. If this deep dive into the Mughal saga has sparked your curiosity, subscribe to History Facts and Mysteries for more explorations of the societies that built, tore down, and rebuilt the world's great civilizations. Share your thoughts below. Which Mughal contribution resonates most with you, and what empire would you like us to explore next?